Morning everybody, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing really well today. So, are you all prepared to be betrayed yet again by the Starmer regime? Because over the course of the last few days, both Keir Starmer and David Lammy have been asked by journalists if they're going to take this country back into the EU, and they've refused to comment on it. So get ready, we're in for another betrayal. What's going to happen is they're not going to, obviously not going to say, yeah, we're going back into the EU. It'll be through some backdoor method. They'll come up with some kind of treaty like the Closer Relations to the EU Treaty or something like that, which will basically just be taking us back into the EU. That's what they'll be doing. And the fact of the matter is, none of our political class wanted to leave the EU. None of them wanted to do that. And if you look at the reality of the situation regarding Brexit never even happened. It didn't happen. We left on paper. All Boris Johnson did was give us a rehashed version of Theresa May's surrender deal, an even worse deal. And at every opportunity with the EU, Boris Johnson folded. He had a prime example of this was when he had the opportunity to take back our fishing grounds from the EU for our fishermen, rebuild our fishing communities and rebuild an industry that's sorely needed in this country. We need some kind of industry to be rebuilt, but refused to do it. Just capitulated to the EU's demands on everything and basically threw our fishermen under the bus. So this isn't just a Labour thing, this is a Tory thing as well. None of them wanted to leave, and there's a reason for that. It's because they were on the gravy train. They didn't have to do anything. Brussels made all the decisions. All they had to do was turn up in Parliament and, give us the illusion of democracy. That's all they had to do. And nothing has changed. The status quo has stayed the same. Rishi Sunak had the opportunity to remove thousands of EU law red tape. Refused to do it before he left office. He just refused to do it. That would have enabled smaller businesses to be more competitive and, allow the growth of businesses, small businesses, which would have been great for the economy, which would have been great at this time right now. But it was all part of the plan. It's all part of the managed decline of the country, the Tories and the Labour Party, because they're all globalists. You can't look at the Parliament and see individual parties. All you have to look at Parliament and see is globalist controlled. Just like the so-called EU Parliament, which is also it's just an illusion. It's just an illusion of democracy. And it's funny that Elon Musk came out on X and stated that the EU needs to be abolished and sovereignty returned to individual countries so they can decide their own fate, rather than some unelected bureaucrats in Brussels dictating everything, which is exactly what the EU is. It's not a democracy, it's a bureaucracy of unelected officials. The actual commission itself is unelected. The people, the political class themselves choose who's on the commission, not the people. Nobody chooses who is on the EU Commission, which has the ability to override anything decided in the EU Parliament, which is why the EU Parliament is just a facade. It's just an illusion, because it has no real power. That's the truth of the matter. So yeah, get ready for a betrayal from Keir Starmer regarding the EU. We're going to be rejoining. That's just another notch of betrayal that this Starmer regime is going to deliver onto this country. So think about that. This is Vindicator, signing off.